everyone, it's Adrian Leah. This is a quick video. I got some things. I wanted to get a rotary cutter. I almost called it a rollator, and that's different. A rollator is the durable medical equipment. So the rotary cutter is a different brand than what I got last time. I don't know if it's the way that I'm cutting or if it's the size because I have the small size of the Westcott. I got it because it was on sale and um, I didn't want to spend too much money on it, but I haven't been able to cut um, as smoothly with it. I usually have to go over the section a couple times, so I end up mainly using the ginger fabric scissors. Um, then I went to Dollar Tree to see if they had any more of the cutting boards or the cutting mats. They had a different one this time, but I feel like that is okay for now. I know there's like um other cutting mats and the rotary cutter that I got. It was recommended to get the same brand with it. Um and I'll get to it. I just wanted to make sure that it worked. I don't think it'll be super effective, but it was for the longevity of the blades. Um, I was going to see if they had the Alpha, because that was a brand that Nikki at Pinkut So uses. But when I got there, there was Alpha products, but I didn't see the rotary cutter, and I was thinking, is it the same blade? If you could just get the replacements for the size that you have. Um, I'm not sure, maybe, but the one that I got, it has its own um, rotary blades for cutter blades. So I actually went to Michael's first to see if they had Ulfa. They had Fiskars. I don't even know if I'm saying it correctly. Um, it just I'm sure people enjoy that brand. Scars. I was kind of wanting to try the one that was recommended, so um, I kind of held off on it. I know that Joanne's had Ulfas. I'm pretty sure that when I was looking there at the selection before um, they closed, but I went to one of the local fabric stores, well, quilting store, and they have their line of rotary cutters. They had all of them 45 millimeters, but um, there were other colors available. I was like, no, I'm gonna get this one. So this has their brand on it. Ideal for quilting, sewing, fabric, leather, paper, film, photo, handicraft. Convenient, safe, easy to operate. I was thinking that maybe this would be one that I could use because I feel like if it's their only one, then they, I don't know, they might stand behind it. So I got it. I went there, and one of the people up front, she said twice, like, is it, um, like her bag cute? Because I brought in my, um, wonky quilt star bag, and I cut up another piece of fabric. I might do like something that I could. I'll fold it a couple times and then maybe put some of the keychains. I don't think I'll put all of them. I can put majority of them inside and then hang some of it on the outside. It's funny because with the Ukrainian gloves, I feel like there's an assumption that I don't really uh like I'm foreign, and then I don't really say much. Like if they say something to me, I'll acknowledge it, but if I don't say much or anything, they're kind of like, oh, she doesn't need to. And I speak plenty of English. I'm not saying that just because I have these doesn't mean that you wouldn't speak English, but um, I, I like having them on too, in general. I hope it didn't come out wrong, because I don't think like they would just think that you wouldn't know English. But since I don't say anything, I feel like that's part of it. But before I dig myself into a deeper hole, I'm gonna try this out. And I got this too because I saw, well, Alpha was having a sale on like one of their rotary cutters online. It was like half off, and it was 60 millimeters, and it was the kind that was recommended, but I wasn't sure if I was going to spend that much just because like I would just well, I had to pay for shipping too, so I was kind of like maybe I'll see if the store has it, and they didn't. They had like the blades that were in the store, so I don't know where the other supplies were, but I'm happy that I have this. I'm gonna. Those are scissors. Well, I'll show the other things, and then I'll see where the scissors are. Don't I have scissors here in the bed? I do. I still haven't put them down yet. So I'll cut this open. I went to Dollar Tree. Look, and it was also near the supermarket. I originally went to Trader Joe's to get the vegan heavy whipping cream. They didn't have it, and I don't know, because I noticed like around the holidays, maybe people buy more of the stuff, and then there isn't a supply for some things, especially around Thanksgiving. Like if you try to buy stuff around Thanksgiving, a lot of stuff sells out. Um, so um, I went to another supermarket where I knew they had, well, usually they have the either the dairy free or like there's a soy based heavy whipping cream, and I thought that would have been a little closer to what I usually get, but it was $1 more, so I went with the dairy free one, and it was a little less sweet because like soy tends to be on the sweeter side, um, but It was fine. I added a little more powdered sugar, and the frosting isn't. Well, this is for the Medovic, and I feel like that's the right one. Uh, I made everything yesterday, and then I realized I didn't have heavy whipping cream. Technically, I have heavy whipping cream, but I mixed it with sugar already, and it was like okay. I didn't have. I had most of the amount, but I don't usually need the whole thing anyway. Or at least how I like to eat it. Um, the one that I got was nice, and then I ended up whipping the one that was like technically a substitution for condensed milk before I um, mixed it like like whipped it in high speed to make it the whipping cream consistency. So it actually wasn't like super sweet, and I put a little bit of it in there too, and I saved it because it tasted like something that you could eat with fruit. I feel like that could be something that I could do. I just wanted to, I don't know if it was like a reconstitution, because with the specific vegan heavy whipping cream that, yeah, sorry, I keep talking. The specific heavy whipping cream that I get, it tends to solidify after a little bit in the fridge. And I say after a little bit because like it's not past expiration and it already is like thickened up without doing anything with it after you open it. So I didn't want that happening. And I'm trying to keep the box because it has directions on, well, here, on how to replace the blade and per life a blade and to keep it sharp using the self-healing cutting mats. And I'm not saying it's like the same thing that I have, but I think that it should be okay for now. Blade material aloe steel SKS7. And this wasn't the most expensive that I've seen, so I figured that I could pick this one up. And for what I use it for, since I have fabric scissors, I think that this is nice to at least have. Because I think it's like a middle ground for stuff, and I don't know, maybe down the line, I'm trying not to like add more to my luggage of stuff to bring, and yet I buy stuff, but um, oh, why couldn't I just let that one. Sorry, I was really trying to keep the box, and then there's this staple that's like there. Can I just take the staple out? Sorry for the noises. So, Dollar Tree was in the same plaza. I went there for the mat, and technically I did get it. It's a little different, and I mainly wanted to something to like for the blade to go and press against instead of the ruler that I have. Because the ruler that I have is like, it functions as, sorry, I'm almost done. I'm sorry. It functions as a, hole puncher too, so it has more, it's more, it's like thicker. So my blade also doesn't go against it, the other one, but I used the last couple of times I used it without the that and it wasn't cutting. I got this. I feel like maybe I should start the Matanka, my other Matanka soon. I only got one. I feel like that's okay because I'm not trying to like again get too much, but I really wanted to get like berries. I think that's nice for this. It's not berries, but they're oh, well there are many ones here, so if I wanted to, but maybe it could be like holding this as maybe a bouquet or in the back or maybe in the hair or in the head area. I feel like it'll come together, but there were different ones. I got one and it was a little more expensive than the other ones. It was in the dollar store, but the dollar store ups their price in general, so it's technically not $1 anymore. And then that one was a couple more cents more than the set price that they have now. So I feel like that'll be fun to do. So this is the cutting square, the cutting mat adhesive. I'm not sure if this is what I'm thinking it is, but they didn't have the other one. And if anything, I could mainly use that one for now, because I mainly wanted to cut like the mini things with the rotary cutter, and then maybe down the line I would do more, or like if I think this is fine. Is there plastic on it? Yeah, okay. Oh, it's kind of, it is like the grip. So that's interesting. Um, at least I'll have something that the blade could go on. And then it could do this, like, without needing to, that sentence wasn't really going anywhere. But I just thought that this would be helpful, and then I have the other one. But what I thought was really helpful, and I think that this is nice too for now, or maybe I don't need to invest in the other ones, I don't know yet. Um, these rulers, so there's three of them, and they're translucent, which is nice because you get to see what you're cutting like underneath too. And maybe if they have an example, because maybe someone might say like, why would you need to see what you're cutting? And like, trust me, you'd want to see what you're cutting. So I got those, and I think that that'll be fine. Um, I don't know if I'm going to do too much in this video because it did take a couple hours for the last one to upload. I don't know what's up with the internet unless, um, I don't know if it's the weather or something, or if you could slow down the speed of internet. I don't know. Maybe that sounded like really dumb, but, because my parents aren't here right now. But I had like a thing happen where I was at my godmother's, and during the winter time, like the internet was like super slow. And maybe it's like the heat too, the heat and then not like being as hot lately. It's still hot, but because today it said 106, but it didn't feel like nearly as hot as like some of the days that it was at school. So maybe it's less humid. But something I'm gonna do, I also wanted to re sew this one. I was kind of debating because it's a little sentimental. I actually like using, aside from this one, these are like the only two that I've been wearing. This is a bandana, but it doesn't have the tassels like I added to this one, and it makes it like more convenient. So I think I'm gonna add some tassels to this one too, and redo it because I kind of just like have it as a square. I yeah, I just like at that point of this project, um this was the first one that I was just trying to get the sewing machine to work, and so this is like that one. Um, I have a little more fabric to go on it because I didn't want to buy more fabric just yet. But I'm nearly finished the blue and the yellow again, so maybe at some point. So I was thinking maybe I'll test cutting this for the piece that I'll use for the tassels. And I have the Medovic in the fridge. I finished it a couple hours ago. It tastes, um, it's ideal to wait overnight, but I don't want to wait overnight. So I'm gonna eat it. It's been like over 4 hours. I'm also gonna make a, I'm gonna feed the starter today because it's past midnight. Because when I do it overnight, I notice that, like, because it's warm here, because it's affected by temperature, um, my starter is ready before, like, I'm able to, well, when I go downstairs to use it. So it takes like around maybe 6 hours because it's a natural rise or it's natural yeast that's activated instead of using the powdered one, although I do have powdered one too. Um, but I'm gonna, I think I'm gonna make a loaf tomorrow, but I'm also gonna make some mashed potatoes because I have some salmon in the fridge. Not fridge, in the freezer. And I've been eating it, have salmon with the mashed potatoes. And I get to use my new, well, I got it a little bit ago, the one that helps with making with, well, potatoes and jam, and you could use it for other stuff too. But let me see if this works. I don't really have a flat surface, and people might just be like, well, this is why, like, your stuff doesn't work. I don't always do it on the bed. Okay, well, it sounded weird. I don't always, like, cut this on the bed. Um, so I've been kind of eating a little, not lighter, just because I've been, well, it's not like I'm not gonna bake, but I had a lot of test runs for the cinnamon rolls, so I wanted to give a give my stomach a break. No, this is not. So maybe like here. Let me see. I don't have. I still have to put this way. This has it hasn't been a new thing. Where did this box come from? So my bad. I have done this since I was little where I just don't really use the other side of my bed. And I mean, I guess like there isn't, I'm not saying there isn't a use for the other side of the bed, but for now, Okay, I don't know if I'm gonna. Maybe I need to put more pressure on it. Oh no, it's cutting. Wow, I should take this plastic off. That was quick. It's like sticky. That was a lot quicker, but now I don't know if there's like a specific way of doing it. That is exactly what I was thinking because I was just like, wow, I'm really bad with this rotary cutter. I'm not saying I cut straight, but it cut through and there wasn't too much pressure. Let me use one of the rulers. I'll use green. Then maybe I'll put the other ones away until something happens where I can't find this, because that wouldn't be surprising for me. Well, I didn't cut straight. I already knew I didn't cut straight, but let me see. You just want to cut everything when you have good scissors. Good. No, it's still not long enough. Yeah. And it's a nice grip for the um, cutting mat. It's not a long one, but I think it's okay. Maybe down the line I could get other things. So I don't know what's with my other rotary cutter. Because I was looking online to see if other, not like I didn't look so deeply into this, but it was like overall good reviews, and then there's like some mixed ones as you have with products, but that's usually to be expected. Oh my god, I just want to cut everything now. Is this long enough? I don't even know if this is like the size that I'm looking for, but it's the size that I'm getting, so that looks like that'll work. Oh my god, it just cuts through everything. This is sticky. I don't know how, like, long the stickiness will last, but if it's not sticky anymore, then it's okay. My other one isn't sticky. It's like more of like a padded one. This is so fun. Now I get to cut everything with the cutter. So I got this. It's not straight, but whatever. And now I could try again with this one. We'll just go off of this. And then because I'm debating like if I'm gonna do I've like the past like 4 videos, I'm like, am I gonna do short stacks? I would like to, but this is kind of more fun for me. And I was also thinking, because I've seen like patchwork type of sewing, and even with like patchwork when making clothing, so maybe like the interest is more like it's more interesting to me to make clothing because um, I feel like just putting a bunch of stuff together like this is a lot of fun. So maybe I could put a bunch of fabric together and then maybe make it into a clothing item. And I think that would be cool. I'm probably gonna end the video because if this is going to be the same as the other times, we gotta keep missing. For the past couple of videos, it's been taking hours to upload. This is fun. Maybe I could even make a case for this, but I'll put this here for now. So I cut up two of these. Now I can, well, I'm gonna eat the cake, but where do I want to put this? Because like stuff is sticking to it, Adrian. I'll just put it somewhere else. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in another video. Oh, was I gonna say something? Oops. So I was gonna make salmon. Well, today. Um, I took out the trash and the recycle. Oh yeah. So my dad was like, no in caps, and I'm like, okay, that just means I need to make a birdhouse. And you'd be surprised I'm not as annoying or obnoxious or persistent as I was when I was younger. But you just like think outside the box. I feel like that could be, in general, like a younger sibling type of mentality. And I think that it's also me being, I don't want to say frugal. I like to shop in general and I try to find deals based off of what I would want to and have what want to spend on and like what the budget is for it. Um, because even though I have an older brother, I would still get a lot of his hand-me-downs. And some of it was like literally stuff that he would want to throw out. And I'm like, what? You want to throw this out, but you could just like do all these things with it. So, mm, think like that. And, um, well, well, my brother and I guess the older sibling, again, in general, has maybe more responsibility and takes on more for, like, I don't know, the family legacy or something. What do I have to offer with me having less responsibility in a way? Yeah, I still have responsibility. And more things that I just do on my own. So I don't know if you'd want to consider that like a type of independence. You get a lot of personality out of me because that's what I offer being the younger sibling. So I had to think about how I'm gonna do these different projects, but I got some stuff lined up. Oh, I have yarn. I think I want to start a new yarn project because maybe that'll be the 4th of July cast on because I like casting on. And then I don't have yarn for my other project, but I want to continue doing my Olympian one, and I have my Yardana. The Olympian one is like kind of the mood right now. Not like the Yardana isn't, but I go through like things of what I in my brain, like the rotation of what I can make progress on because it's been languishing. Like the blue cardigan has been languishing. So that's why I was working on it so much. Um, I'll show the yarn. Like I said, hearing no or even not having something just leaves more possibility. And I've had these for a little bit. I also saw the yarn that they have at Michael's. Um, I usually um I go for a specific yarn. I try to at least have some wool content or like natural fiber in it, just because I feel like acrylic is too hot unless maybe you're using it for a blanket, and in that case you want like insulation. I don't know, maybe you might not want that much. But they have, I think, more a little bit of a selection of natural ones. They have like an olive one that I like. I'm picky about green, and when I choose green, it's usually an olive tone. I think there's more yardage on it. I didn't double check for it. Um, a lot of times when you get the box store yarn, there tends to be a good amount of yardage. Sometimes it's standard. Well, actually, there used to be more yarn, and then it cut to like 100 grams. It used to be like 150 grams. And, um, but the olive that they came out with, I don't know if they don't come out with olive that much because maybe there's not many people that go for olive, but maybe growing up in the Northeast and it's like a lot of woodland stuff, and I think that type of energy, even though um, heavily like Irish influence, and even further down you get like Italian influence too. There's a lot of different shades of green, and the that tends to be like a color to go by, but I noticed depending on where you're at, you get different shades of colors. So this, after I was talking about Michaels, this is actually from Hobby Lobby. It's another box store. They do have some natural yarn. I feel like their focus, if they do have natural yarn, it's cotton, and I really like their cotton yarn. Like it's what you could make clothing with, because not all cotton yarn is the same consistency, texture, and um, some of it is a lot more stiff than others. The clothing cotton yarn is a lot flowier, um, and it'll be easier with for your hands and your needles. This is wool. I keep going around it like it's not even what the product is. So I have three of the I love this wool naturals, pure and simple. So this is the 100 grams, and you're using recommended needle size US 9 or 5.5 millimeter. This was definitely on the cheaper side for getting 100 grams of 100% wool, at least for the US. I'm just gonna say it. I don't have enough yarn for the project that I'm thinking about, but I feel like, well, this yarn is a lot more accessible to get if I run out, unlike the other yarn where yarns where I just like run out and I have to search to try to find it. But I did want to make a specific sweater. Maybe I'll show that in the next one because I'm really trying to not make this a super long video because if it really takes this long to upload, well, a couple hours, like sometimes it takes like over 6 hours to upload. So lately, usually if it's not like this, it could take less than a minute to upload. So I don't really know what's going on, and I tried to update my laptop because I don't usually update my laptop, but it didn't seem to be the problem, and I tried restarting it. Um, so I'll see. So thank you guys so much for watching again, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.